Good evening everyone, welcome to the SSR race here at Belgium. I hope you all enjoy it. It's going to be an interesting one. Apologies guys, I've still got my sound on. But yes, welcome to the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. It is a track of 4.352 miles with 44 laps, and it was first held back in 1925, so it is a very old track, if you will, with some alterations since then. And it is a track that is often full of moments which are quite shocking, ranging from the crashes that we've had here, including unfortunately the tragic passing of Hubert last year. Hopefully we will not see that today, and just some clean racing. Got to ride on board with Razor as he's the first one out the pits for his lap. We'll see how he gets on. He's making his way around towards the second sector. He runs a bit wide there, just testing his braking points would be my guess. See what else we've got going on. We've got Fallen F1 out and Broke Gorilla and Yoso out as well. Stay on board with Razor as he should be the first to set his lap. Got Matty Bridge saying good luck everyone. Yeah, it's a very windy track here at the Belgium GP. The tracks quite flow into each other, so it'll be one for a challenge as Razor heads along towards Blanchimont now and then up towards the bus stop chicane, ready to start his first flying lap. He's made his way around through turn 1 at La Source and up towards the famous Eau Rouge complex. Very challenging set of corners this one. Let's see how Razor gets on with it. Look good to me. Making way along the back straight now towards the end of sector 1. .1 for the first sector. It's not too bad from him. Making his way through now down towards Pouan. I know a lot of drivers struggle with this corner because of how long it is. You've just got to make sure you keep the foot in, brush the curbs and straighten yourself up on the exit, ready for the next sequence of corners, and Razor seemed to do that beautifully. Made his way down through the bottom sector of the track. You've seen it run a little bit wide just before, may have invalidated his lap, but we will see. Now he wants to get the power down, really push the car right the way through Blanchimont, and then heavy on the brakes. Full bus stop, a little bit on the grass as well, definitely going to be hurting his time. And he slams on the brakes at 75 metres for the bus stop. Takes that very nicely. That's a short sprint up the line, see what time it's going to be. 1:45.7 to start off with from Razor. See what else we've got. I think Fallen F1's out there, that we'll see how he's getting on. It's going to be the Williams to settle up first, of Broke Gorilla, so we'll see how he does. So he makes his way down towards the bus stop chicane, see how he gets on. Little bit wide, it's going to cost him some time, and he's run wide there, that may invalidate it. It's going to be 47.2 for Broke Gorilla. It's a good effort, but he can go faster. As Fallen takes pole with 45.2 on the softs. Interesting to note that we have both the Alfa Romeo's Yoso goes fastest with a 44.6. It's a good lap from the Renault driver. See what else we've got going on. We've got Serious Mushroom making his way down now towards the bus stop on the hards, in fact, so we'll see how he does. Again, runs a little bit wide, bit early on the throttle, going to cost him some time. It's what's it going to be. It's a 47.3. See how Month Players gets on coming across the line. It's 47.1. So there's a definitely noticeable gap between the hards and the medium. So drivers that are out on the hards will definitely want to consider changing for the faster compound of tyres. Just going round board with Droftas. Droftas has been stringing some very good results here. He's had some podiums recently and been very consistent, so you'll want to improve on that today and maybe take a race win. Making his way through now. Got half the grid of that set of laps. Let's see how the remaining half get on. We've got LPU on his outlap as well, so we will jump over to him. He's got yellow flags in the third sector. That is a McLaren of Borussia, I think. Sorry, it's first. It'll be Yoso. We'll see him just going past there. As we have the Red Bull on his way back to the pits as well. Droftas making way through the bus stop, about to start his flying lap. Let's see how the Toro Rosso man can get on. So got those yellow flags. I'm guessing Yoso has run out of fuel, so you'll be wanting other drivers will want to be careful of him. Droftas making his way up to the Euro Rouge complex. Let's see how he does. Oh, that could have invalidated his lap right there, and he's turned down his ARS. Yep, that is an unfortunate invalidation, so we'll go on board with his teammate LPE. Let's see how he handles it. Makes his way up now. Will he suffer the same fate as his teammate? Oh, it was close, but I think he just about got away with that one. Got to be careful going up that complex. It's very easy to just lose the back end, drift out wide, and either end up in the barriers or running wide for an invalidation. Got a yellow flag sector 3. That's a Mercedes slowing down. And also in sector 2, as LPE runs wide, that's really going to harm his final lap time. He's made his way through the second sector. He's turned down his ARS, so I think he may have invalidated his lap, so we'll keep an eye on him, but we'll ride on board with F1 Brilliant on his lap. It's not been the strongest showing for Mercedes this season. They will certainly want to improve in this as we approach the second half of the season. He's made his way through the second sector now, heading towards Pouan corner. Yellow flags in the final sector. That looks like Williams maybe. Stay on board with F1 Brilliant as he makes his way around. Taking quite a lot of curve is the Mercedes driver, and with a little bit of a lock up on the right front there, that will harm his time somewhat. Mate is right now towards Blanchimont, wants to really get the power down. He's made his way towards the bus stop, wants to break around the 75-metre mark, really get the car turned in. So he does. Double lock up on the front, so that may harm his time again. He's about to come across the line now, what's going to be? It's a 47-0 for the Mercedes driver. You'll want to improve on that, but it's not bad. Who else got happened? Got Brooke Grill on his lap, got Farf on his. We also have Lawrence just about to come across the line. It's 44.5 for the Alpha driver. That's a good lap from him. Let's see who else got coming. We've got Fallen. It's got Serious Mushroom out. I think that's in the pit lane. Keep an eye on that. It's got month plays on his lap. A lot of drivers coming across to do their laps. He's just making his way through the final sector up towards Blanchimont. As he's making his way through now towards the bus stop, takes a lot of curb and runs wide. That may possibly invalidate his lap. We'll see what happens. It was an invalidation, unfortunately, for the Williams driver. We'll go back on board with... Let's see, who we'll ride on board with. Go on board with Fallen F1, see how he's getting on. Just making his way through the second sector, keeping it nice and tight. Got yellow flags in the second sector. So McLaren, I think that's allowing people to go through. Going to stay on board with Renault, comes around the final sector, made his way around the bus stop. Runs a little bit wide in the second half of that. What's his lap going to be? It was an improvement, but he got invalidated as well, unfortunately. That's a shame. Got yellow flags in the second sector. That is for Droftas, who's run out of fuel. Got Broker on lap, who's running wide. I'm guessing he's on his way back to the pits. Got Reyes on a lap. Who else do we have? Droftas there. We were right on board with the Alpha driver, as I think Fallen F1's run out, has invalidated his lap. He's made his way around into the second sector. He's 2 tenths up, so it's definitely an improvement. He'll want to get into the top 5. He's making his way around the second sector now. Heading down towards Pool 1. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for the driver. See if I can keep the foot in and navigate the corner nice and easy. Stay off the curb on the left hand side, as it can have a tendency to throw you off. Just brushes a bit of curb. It's a nice way to do it. Gets the car turned in nicely. Again, like I was referring to earlier on, it's quite a flowy track, so you want to make sure you get your entries and exits spot on. Takes a bit of curve on the outside, makes his way around, be careful not to get too close to the barriers, and he hasn't. Now for the power section of the track, straight along Blanchimont towards the bus stop. Turns in. Takes the apexes very nicely. Power up to the line, he's run at the RS. What's going to be? 3.5 tenth improvement, and he puts him still in P6. As LPE goes quicker with a 45, that promotes him to P6. Got 3.5 minutes left now, so as always, Razor seem to get a little bit looser, and we've got a yellow flag in the first sector. Not sure who that is for. We'll stay on board with Razor for now though. See how he gets on. It's not got many drivers in tackle. Yellow flags in the second sector. That seems to be a miss. That's the Alpha of Lawrence. Just pulling off to the side for his teammate. Just gone into the final 3 minutes. So, as is a common theme with SSR streams, it is squeaky bum time, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be getting out on track and setting your laps and trying to get a last ditch attempt to get yourself higher up the grid. It's got the Williams and Racing Point both off to the side. Crikey, that would have been quite scary for the Alpha. It certainly would have frightened me, that's for sure. Got yellow flags popping up all over the place as well as drivers are queuing to set the final laps. Got the Racing Point, Alpha, Mercedes, Toro Rosso and Williams all in the final sector. Starting to turn into the Italian Q3 at this point. Goodness me. Anyways, stay on board with Razor as he's made his way through Blanchimont. He's run out of VRS, so I think he's on his way back to the pits. Got LP, I think he's setting up for his lap. See what else we've got going on. Got BR on his lap, we're right on board with him, see what he can do on those soft compound tyres. Made his way through Blanchimont. I've got more yellow flags in the final set. That's where Bruscher is, so he's going to want to be careful. To Racing Point, who's retired from the session. So, oh no, he's hit the wall. I think he's tried to avoid cars and he's ended up putting the barrier. That's a shame. Because I think quick as Bruscher takes pole with 43.9. Good lap from the McLaren driver. Yeah, it's a shame for the Racing Point. It's got yellow flags in every sector now. Got drivers queuing up there, that's right on board with Drofter, see how he gets on. Be interesting to see how F14 gets on, because he hasn't set a lap yet, so he's going to want to get a move on. So I think he's come through the final sector now to start his lap by the looks of it, so I will sit back on board with Drofter for now. As Farf did actually set lap into 45.2. Not bad from him, but I know he's got more pace than that. Oh, his Droftas is in the barriers. I'm guessing he's just made a mistake. We will ride on board with who's the closest driver. Seems to be the Alfa Romeo. Is that Lawrence? Yeah, we'll ride on board with Lawrence, see what he can do. Seeks to try and take that top step back off Borussia and claim it for his own. He's making his way now towards the bus stop chicane, about to run out of ARS. Turns in nicely. Powers out the final corner for the sprint to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 44.2. It's a good lap from Lawrence. It's not quite enough to challenge Borussia though. See how everyone's getting. We've got Yoso on his lap who's revving his engine quite hard, so I'm not sure what's happened there. As Brooke Gorilla's retired, that's a pit lane retirement for him, so he will start from P12. F1 Brilliant just on his lap by the looks of it. LPE as well. This could get interesting if F1 Brilliant is on lap. That would actually help LP out since he's got a little bit of a toe, but LP has actually finished his lap, so he's not setting another lap. Stay on board with Farf, who I think setting another lap. Just made its way around the final corner now. What's it going to be? It's P1 for Farf with a 43.6. That's more like the Farf racing. That's a great lap from him. Got Lawrence, he's probably making his way back to the pits. Yoso just finishing his lap. What's it going to be? P3 for Yoso with 44.2, 1,000 faster than the Alpha of Lawrence. Oh, that might ruffle a few feathers with the Alfa Romeo driver. But good lap from Yoso and puts the McLarens in a very good position for the race. I think that is it for qualifying. I've got Lawrence just coming back around now, who I think's just on the in lap, come back to the pits. Yep, he is. Got F1 Brilliant, who's also run out of fuel, so that marks the end of qualifying. Good luck from this man, F1 Farf, right at the end, to put it on pole with a 43.6. We then have the two McLaren drivers of Borussia and Yoso with a 43.9 and a 44.2 respectively. Then in behind him comes Lawrence with a 44.2 as well, just a thousandth of a second separating Yoso and Lawrence there. A little bit further back we have Fallen F1 the Renault with 44.655. Then the two Toro Rossos of Droftas and LPE with a 44.8 and a 45.3 respectively. We then have the Alfa Romeo of ASA Razor of 45.4, Sirius Mushroom with a 46.0 on the hards, F1 Brilliant with a 46.3 on softs, and finally rounding out the grid we have Mumford Players with a 47.1 on the hards and Broke Gorilla with a 47.2 on those mediums. Be interesting to see how drivers get on, as I think it is a wet race. So be interesting to see how the drivers get on. Might be a little bit messy, but we hope for some battles going on. We will wait and see. So, just a quick look at the final stands then. Far off on pole, followed by Borussia and Yoso for the McLaren team. We have Lawrence in P4, Fallen P5, Droftas P6, LPE P7, ASA Razor P8, Sirius Mushroom P9, F1 Brilliant P10, Mumford Players in P11, and finally Broke Gorilla in the Williams, sat at the back in P12. Alright, Thorpe will be very happy with that qualifying session. It is a good lap from him. Let's see if he can escape World Carnage of what is supposed to be a full wet race. Just got Hungry Monkey, and I think that might be Lawrence saying well done tune. I appreciate. Oh, and we were right, it is the wet weather. Could throw a few spanner and works here for the driver, certainly going up your fast corners such as the Eau Rouge complex. Got Dan Chap saying going well tune. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Means a lot. It's a shame we've got no George tonight though, because we will have no fault and or incredible scenes. So yeah, might have to dream some up on my own for that one. But no, we're just going to wait for the drivers to select their strategies. Probably going to be a one-stop race actually. Just due to the type of, I wouldn't think the tyres will go 22 laps, but we'll see. As you're out underway for the formation lap. So it's going to be an interesting one with this wet weather. Belgium's quite a tricky track on its own, with the high-speed corners in the dry. With the wet, could definitely throw up some surprises here. Just making away Frozen HR drivers don't have any issues. All seems clear at the moment. So stay on board with F1 fast as he takes us around this lap with a very wet Spa-Francorchamps tonight. Will not be. I don't think the drivers will be too impressed with that, but I'm very happy with this. Makes a good commentary in my eyes. Definitely more caution advised. Might be chaotic, might be quiet, we shall see. As he makes his way around. I would say it's a calm before the storm, this. Just drive to have a nice leisurely drive, getting used to the conditions before they're all going at around 190-200 miles an hour, and try not to have any accidents. Hopefully we don't see too many accidents and or safety cars, since they have fixed the patch for the safety cars, so they are meant to be more frequent. Hopefully we won't need to see too many of them tonight. Just be nice end-to-end racing, hopefully very little stoppages and an all-round interesting race. Got the Alpha of Lawrence quite separated from the field. He may want to catch up just a tad. Just holding up his getting his tyres warmed up, sorry, and the other drivers all just doing the same balance. Got two Toro Rossos very close together, as that's a really poor camera shot. Got the same maximum of 5 for a 50% rate. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't see any at all. So I'm hoping that isn't necessary. That was a shocking camera angle. Got all the drivers phone back now. It's on LPE's camera, and well, it's both Toro Rossos. I'm guessing they've had some contact. So all the drivers are ghosting. Have they? Yeah, both Toros did have contact. That explains the really poor camera angle. So props to Codemaster for that one. That's something else I need to fix. As we line up now for the start of the race. Hopefully we'll not let the chaos overrule this race, as we have all drivers lined up now. I'm right on board with the poleman, F1 fourth. As we wait for the 5 red lights, it's 3 lights, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out and they're underway for the start of the race, and it seems to be a pretty even start. Got drivers making their way into turn 1. Bruchard looking to possibly make moves. There's some front wing flying off already. Can't tell which driver that was from. Got Serious Mushroom down at the back with Gorilla making up the place. See how the driver's getting on with this. So oh, we've lost the Alpha and the race point and the Mercedes. Oh my, wow. Oh my goodness me. So we have Yoso, Fallen, ASA Razor. I think F1 Brilliant was in that as well. So we have a virtual safety car as well. Goodness me. We said it time and time again. Got to be careful in the wets. That was a big crash. That is not what you want to see on the opening lap. It's got drivers all now adhering to the delta time that they will see on their screens. Unfortunately, I don't have that for you. As we have a virtual safety car on lap 1 of 22. Expect to see. Got F1 4th with a drive-through for speeding under the virtual safety car. That could be crucial come the end of the race. I think the Williams of Brookrilla may have damage in that, and we have lost 3 drivers just off the start. It's unfortunate for the 3, but unfortunately that's the perils of Monaco wet. Just looking at the chart. Wow, that should be. I agree. So it looks like the safety car patch may not be completely fixed, but that was a big crash. That was a very, very big accident, I must say, and how that wasn't a safety car I don't know, but we are back racing again. So F1 4 looks to get clear from the rest of the field to help bridge the gap that he'll have with the virtual safety car. F1 4th just made his way through down to set 2, got first lap completed of 22, got Droftas and LPE very close together. It's a close gap, and we've got Mumford plays in the pits. I'm presuming that's for a wing change. Oh, we've lost F1 Brilliant. Oh, he's hit the pit lane wall. Oh, it's a shame. I'm guessing that was the damage that was told for him, but we'll stay on board with 2 Toros for now as they are battling it out along the straight. Not want to be too sorry, what's the word? Too aggressive with each other, as they are both in good positions but don't want to ruin each other's races, as we have the Racing Point and the Williams waiting for their pit stops. Stay on board with LP as Droftas did get the move done. My guess is tactical for the drivers. So Chaotic Start here have lost 4 drivers already. Hopefully we'll not see too many more this race. Makes way through, and has got yellow flags in the first sector. I think that's the Williams, maybe. Yeah, I think he's had a bit of an accident there. Unfortunately, as the Williams driver. So that may be another pit stop for him, unfortunately. But we'll go back on board with the Toro Rosso pair. As they are both gently nursing the car through. Very treacherous conditions here for this race. got Serious Mushroom closing up the back of the Toro Rosso pair as well. It's got Farf in the pits. Don't recall him with any damage. What we'll see is LPA gets a penalty for calling the... Oh, got Droftas in the pits as well. Are we seeing a switch over at the Inters this early on? We will see. I think that is a... Yeah, it's still the wet, so it must be damage for the Ferrari driver who's dropped down to P5, unless I was serving his drive-through. Yes, I remember. There's a front wing change for Droftas, that may not help his race. Still on board with Serious Mushroom now as he looks to close up to the back of LPE in the Toro Rosso. Senior team versus junior team. Let's see which driver comes out on top. So far seems to be LPE with the upper hand, but we will not count on Serious Mushroom just yet. There's a long way to go, and as we have seen already, any slight mistake from the drivers and it can catch you out. Got a driver's making their way through now. Serious Mushroom still looking to catch up to the Toro Rosso driver. He is within a second, so there may be some slipstream as LP ran wide there at Pouon, so that will help the Red Bull driver close up and look to maybe make a move along Blanchemont and up towards the bus stop chicane where the heavy braking zone is. Got drivers mate away around. We've got F1 Farf just a couple of seconds back, so if these two keep battling away, F1 Farf could see himself back into the picture. Then we'll see if Mushrooms are made their way through Blanchemont now up towards the bus stop. When is the move going to be made? You want to get it done soon, and then you can set about trying to catch up to Lawrence and Bruce as Fallen has now left the session. Bruce with a fast start at 2:03. I expect that to change very soon, maybe. It's going to change. Nope, it sticks with Bruce for now by the looks of it. Got Serious Mushroom just getting ever that closer to LPE. Let's see when the drivers will get close enough to think about making a move. I expect them to be more cautious though, with the track being so treacherous as they're making their way up Eau Rouge now. Gap has jumped up to 1.2 seconds between LP and Serious Mushroom, so maybe a slight mistake from the Red Bull there, and it's caused him to drop back just a touch. The F1 Brilliant is now left as well. That was not the start of the race, I'll be honest. Looking back on that, it's a very big accident. Got F1 fourth now within a second of Serious Mushroom, so he will be looking to capitalise on the Red Bull driver and then set about trying to catch LPE as they are all closing up together. Drivers making their way through Poor now in the second sector as Farf's getting that much closer to Serious Mushroom. What's it going to be? Is he going to look to make a move through Blanchemont, or is he going to wait until the braking zone? Switch to the onboard camera as the spray must be really affecting the drivers. Got Serious Mushroom closing up as well as a lift off from Farf there, probably wise in these conditions. Is he going to have a look? Thinks better of it. Probably the wise options. LP runs a bit wide, that's going to entice Serious Mushroom to have a look. All drivers are really closing up together here. We could see some battling very, very soon. Farf gets on the brakes nice and early. It's LP, Mushroom and Farf all take Lassalle's very nicely done. Going to make their way up towards Eau Rouge now, and got Farf being almost let through by Mushroom there. I'm guessing they didn't want the battle at Eau Rouge, which given these conditions is very sensible. Farf takes P4 from Serious Mushroom and now can set about chasing down LP for the final podium position. Stay on board with fourth now, as he does seem to be closing up to the Toro Rosso. Gap's already down to less than a second already. I think it's going to be another gain position for F1 very, very shortly. He's made his way around now. LP runs wide again. Got a yellow flag in the first sector. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe in the racing point of Mumford players. Staying on board with fourth now, as he's definitely over the back of that gearbox of the Toro Rosso driver. I think this may be a move into Blanchimont. Could have finished toward the end of the laps. LP takes that very cautiously. Fourth's having a look round the outside, and the move is done. I think LP wasn't quite as willing to fight that, but it's nonetheless good move from fourth, and he moved himself up into P3. Good move from the Ferrari. Roundable LP now, as he sits by, he may get an opportunity to get the position back, heading along the back straight. He makes his way now into turn 1 at La Source. F1 fast forward start to get clear, so we're going to stay on board with Serious Mushroom, who is tentatively going there. LPE really cut through the top of there. He must have made a mistake on the entry. Surprised he hasn't picked up a penalty for that one, but he continues on as a Serious Mushroom, trying to close up to the Toro Rosso. Got a driver's mate way for a set 2 towards Pouon. Hopefully they can all keep on track, avoid the curb on the left. That's definitely, even in the dry it can throw you off, and the wet it'll be very treacherous. LP runs a bit wide again. I have to say LP he's not, I'm guessing he's not liking these conditions. The car's not looking as stable as he would like it to, and that's really allowing Serious Mushroom to close up to the Toro Rosso driver and can keep the pressure on more than anything. Got the drivers making their way through the final sector along Blanchimont, heading towards the bus stop. Got yellow flags as fourths off. Oh dear. I'm guessing he's tagged a little bit of curb. That gives LP and Serious Mushrooms 3 positions, as fourth will not be happy with that. Straight into the pits for a front wing change. I'm guessing he's just lost it on the curb. Very unfortunate for our driver. We know Force is a very good driver, but the wet can catch out even the best drivers. You've got to be careful. Unfortunately, Forth has paid the price for that one. He's going on to the Inters. Interesting choice from the Ferrari driver. I think it's too early. It may not even be Inters for the whole race, but we will keep an eye on that one from the Ferrari driver, see if the Inters do indeed help. He's very lucky to come away without ending his race there, the Ferrari driver, because that looked like a high speed impact. Stonewall Rebel's got Mumford players in the pits now. What's he going to go for? He's going for the Inters as well. So that's both Forth and Mumford players both going on for the Inters. I would have said it was too early, but then again, the drivers will know better than me, so certainly from a visual point of view, it doesn't look ready for the Inters, but It may well be. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the drivers to see whether they all make a transition over into us as well. Going around board with CS Russian is still relatively close to LPA. These two haven't been separated by that much for the majority of the race. Got Lawrence from P2 now pitting. Let's see what he's going to go on. Got yellow flags in the first sector. That seems to be, I think that may be in the Williams. I'm not too sure. We'll see what Lawrence goes on to. I think this may be the Inters as well. Yes, it is. It is the Inters for the Alpha driver. So it definitely must be getting towards this crossover point now. So this will be very interesting. When do the drivers pit, or indeed will they pit? Will they stick it out on the wets? Which, to me, now looks like it'll be a bad move. If we've now got 3 drivers out on the Inters as draft test pits for the Inters as well, definitely get to a crossover point. So how long will the remaining drivers on the wets, that is Gorilla, Borussia, LP and Serious Mushroom, how long will they remain on those wets while they decide to come in for the Inters as well? Will be an interesting one. Going on board with the race leader, Borussia has had it pretty easy so far. He's only really had the virtual safety car to contend with, but since then he's just got his head down and built up a quite large gap to the drivers behind. If it was me right now, I would be saying to these wet drivers, definitely consider getting on the Inters. If not, get on them now. Be interesting to see what they do. As Gorilla now comes into the pits for his stop. Oh, that's another one that's lost onto the pit lane. Unfortunate for the Williams driver. As Borussia comes into the pits now for his stop, just past the stricken Williams driver. That's unfortunate for him. It's very treacherous on all parts of the track, not just the main part of the track, but also pit lane entry next to it. And something that drivers need to be careful for. That's the second driver we have lost due to the pit lane. As we have a race leader going on Inters as well. Got LP and Serious Mushrooms staying out on the wets for now. That will mean that LPA takes a temporary lead of this race. No, he doesn't, as Borussia actually still gets out ahead, just ahead of the Toro Rosso. So that's a good pit stop from that's a interesting one. LP runs wide again as 4 sets the fastest lap. Definitely backing up that the Inters are the faster compound. As for the Red Bull and Toro Rosso, they probably will be pitting for the Inters very, very soon. Judging by how this man set the fastest lap on the Inters, as he seemed to lose the back end of it there, he wants to be careful still. Still treacherous, as Mother Players picks up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Not sure what happened to him, but these guys are going to want to be pitting very shortly. The Inters seem the faster tyre at this point. Still right on board with BR now, as he's kind of looked at, he's gaining quite a lot on the Toro Rosso driver. Gained 5/10 in those last few corners, so that may have been down to an LP mistake, but the McLaren's definitely starting to build that advantage again. Got right on board with Lawrence as he's closing up to Serious Mushroom on this is Inters doing wet, so looks like it's going to be a simple move for the Red Bull drivers. They're very close to touching. Is Lawrence going to get the move done? Up the inside, round the outside, sorry. It's a nice move from the Alpha driver, moves himself up into P3. Now we'll set about chasing after the Toro Rosso driver of LPE. As LPE now pits, that will release Lawrence into second position. and will now set about trying to catch up to our race leader Brusha. He's got 12 laps left to do it, so there's enough time, but he's definitely going to get his head down and really push, whilst also being mindful of the track conditions, as we have the Toro Rosso serving a 5-second penalty. Serious Mushroom's gone out for the Inters. LP's been held by the Red Bull driver. That's unfortunate for him. As Droftar sets the fastest lap with a 2:0. Inters are definitely coming into play here, as both his drivers now make their way out of LP and Serious Mushroom. I think those two may have left it a little bit too late, unfortunately, but they do have slightly fresher tyres than those around them. They may make it work, but yeah, I think they may have left it a little bit too late, unfortunately, to make the switch. Right on board Bruchez, he's got a nice comfortable lead over Lawrence. However, Lawrence will not give up without a fight. He will definitely look to try and take that P1 from Bruchez and not give this man an easy time. Going hot on board with Bruchez as Droftas, excuse me, as he seems to be closing up to Serious Mushroom. May look to make a move in the next lap or so. He's closed up to around the second gap, and it's definitely getting less and less, so we'll definitely be looking to make a move. It's just a matter of when. Brusha sets fast out of the 2:0, so that is a response to the lap from Droftas and also Lawrence, who is wanting to catch up. That will not please Lawrence at all, as he's wanting to catch up. Hop back on board with Droftas as they're making their way towards the bus stop chicane. Serious Mushroom seems to get a little bit out of shape there, isn't Serious Mushroom seems to be another driver that's maybe not feeling comfortable with how the car feels. He may have run a dry setup. As Droftas sets a new fastest lap of 1:59.8. Good luck from him to break out the 2-minute barrier. Got Droftas now closing up as I make way up the Eau Rouge complex again. Seem to get a good exit there compared to the Red Bull driver. This will be close. May not quite get the move done there, but we will have a look. Is he going to go for it? Not this time. He's going to wait out a little bit longer. Serious Mushroom runs a little bit wider. That's going to compromise his line and slow him down. Droftas will love to make this move at this point. He'll be itching at the chance to get at the Red Bull driver and make the move. I have to say, out the two drivers, Droftas looks the most comfortable with the car, so he's the one that I would most fancy to be in P4 rather than Serious Mushroom. Again, Mushroom ran wide. He just doesn't seem too comfortable. I'm not sure if it's setup, if he's gone for a dry setup, and I'm not realised what the weather's going to be like, but it just doesn't seem to sit right with a Red Bull driver, and it does seem to be showing. Drivers making their way along Blanchimont now. Gap seems to be pulling the way a little bit. It's far set to fastest out of a 1:59.6. Track is definitely getting drier. It may not be. It doesn't seem like it's going to be dry enough for slick tyres, but it's certainly getting faster and faster, as the grip will start to get a lot better for the drivers. Serious Mushroom ran wide at La Source, but seems like Droftas may make a system as well, because he's definitely fallen back a little bit. May have also just been an issue with the spray coming out the back of the Red Bull car, and maybe also some dirty air as well. made away now for the second sector. The gap stayed relatively same between the two. Lost 5 drivers from this race up to now. Hopefully we will not lose any more if more battles do go underway. Meanwhile, back at the front, we've got yellow flags in the first and the virtual safety car. Mumford Plays has gone. I think that it's at Eau Rouge by the looks of it. And yes, we have another virtual safety car. It's unfortunate for the Racing Point as the sole driver tonight. It means no points for tonight, which is a massive shame. Guess that was a little bit of commentator's curse. I'd literally just said hopefully we don't get any more, and unfortunately we have lost the Racing Point. As it is not a full safety car though, I don't think the gaps will close too much, as we are indeed racing again, and it seems like Bruce managed to pull quite a bit of a gap there under the VSC. I'm not quite sure how. Briefly showed that he managed to get a gap or two over 10 seconds, but it's back down to 9.1 now. We'll see on board the draft us, and now as he's still looking to catch a 2 serious mushroom. Seems to be a constant case of what if with these two drivers. They've always been almost within striking distance, but then something like that little bit of a bad exit for draft us, and the chance disappears for another lap or so. And there's still 9 laps left, so there is still time, but it is starting to fade away a little bit. I think Serious Mushroom may go the bad exit because Draft Ass is now really close up to the back of the Red Bull. AFC Razor's left the session now. Unfortunately, he was one of the ones to DNF in that lap 1 collision. Still on board, Draft Ass is definitely all over the back of Serious Mushroom. He's going to want to get this move done. Draft Ass has got superior ARS, which will help him forward and overtake an opportunity on the straights. Draft Ass definitely closing out. He's staying within striking distance. Might be trying to set a move along the back straight. Meant away for a Blanchement again. If I was Draft Ass, yeah, I'd be putting it in overtake, help close up. F1 4 set the fast lap with 58.3. Draft Ass getting close. He gets a good line through there. He's going to make a move into La Source. I think he's a bit too far back. Yeah, he's going to hold station and wait for the move to arrive. Draft Ass taking the tighter line there. May not have helped him too much with the exit. Making way up, Radion and now Rouge. It's going to seem to be a little bit wide from Serious Mushroom there, but I think he's just going to hang on to P4. I think Draft Ass is again a bit too back. Getting the driver making their way around track, being a little bit cautious, which is definitely the right way to go. Any form of tyre can be treacherous, so it's wet, even when it's not the full wet, as we're seeing now, it can still catch people out, as was shown with Mumford Play's retirement a little earlier on. So the rest of the drivers are probably exercising a little bit of caution and maybe not going for so many moves, which I believe in the grand scheme of things is the right thing to do, as both Serious Mushroom and Draft Ass want to run a little bit wide there. Drofter's getting very close to that barrier as well. Drofter has dropped back a little bit, so I don't know if as Serious Mushroom runs wide and puts all four wheels off track. But Drofter seems to have dropped back a little bit again. As Mushroom runs wide, gets the line all wrong there. It's going to allow Drofter to creep back in again. Seems to be quite a recurring theme with these drivers. They seem to be getting close, but then one slight mistake due to the weather and they have lost the progress at the minute and got to do it all over again. Must be frustrating for these drivers. It certainly would frustrate me. Oh, I had to freeze that point of draft us just putting a slight wheel off track there. That will not help in his pursuit of Serious Mushroom. But he is closer this time as the Toro Rosso. Is he going to go for it? He's definitely closed up to him, but it's still a little bit too far back. Still going to stay on board with Toro Rosso as he's definitely within that range. It's been like this for a few laps now. He's been there or thereabouts each time. But then one slight mistake and it's kind of fallen away for him. Definitely on a little bit of a cliffhanger here. Will he do it or will he sit behind the Red Bull driver? Definitely want to get the move done. He's exploring more of the curbs now, so he may be feeling a little bit better with the car. Might be some more grip. We'll see as he runs a little bit wide there. He's definitely finding some more time as he runs very wide and very nearly clips the barrier. Just a little bit lucky to get away with that, and again he started to drop back just a little bit. Just needs to keep his head as Red Bull runs wide again. Seems to be quite a lot of this final couple of corners. Just can't get the braking zone quite right in the damp conditions. Monthly Players now leaves the session. It's got yellow flags as we've lost Serious Mushroom. Dear, it's another casualty at Eau Rouge. Oh, we've been saying it time and time again. It's very, very treacherous going up there, both in dry and wet conditions. It's going to be a drive back the pit for him and for a front wing change. LP has got the position, but that will not have been the way that he wanted to do it. Still on board with Toros now as he's got a nice little bit of clean air to go and see if he can maybe catch up to his teammate. Got some fresh tyres on, but we'll stay on board with Bruce for now as he's making his way around. The gap is coming down between Bruce and Lawrence, so if Lawrence can keep this sort of pace up, he may be in with a small chance, but I think Bruce might have this one covered. Gap's at around 7.6 for the two. All drivers seem to be quite comfortable with the odds, I think. Got F4, got Serious Mushroom, made it to a back pit as Force picks up 3-second penalty. Serious Mushroom does now indeed pit for a new front wing. Bruce makes it around. The gap's down at 7.2, so it's starting to come down. I don't think it'll be enough in time for Lawrence to challenge Brusha for the win. Still on board with Brusha as the gap's down to 6.4. Lawrence is definitely making a move on here. I'm not sure if Brusha's starting to make some mistakes, but the gap's definitely come down. Brusha may want to be a little bit careful here so that he doesn't end up into the path of the Alpha driver. Gap's down to 5.7 now. We are coming to the last stage of the race as well, so maybe some action at the end if Lawrence can continue keeping this pace up. Got Brusha made his way up, who's now got another driver that's really close to each other. This is the closest that the drivers are on track. So still on board with Lawrence now as he continues to give chase to the McLaren. Gap seems to be hovering around 4.7. I'm starting to think that it's a good effort from the Alpha driver to really get the gap down. However, I don't think there's enough laps left for Lawrence to catch Brusha, but still a lot can happen in 4 laps. If we can lose 3 drivers on a lap, then anything can happen in the remaining 4. Mate trying to bus stop. He is in sight, is the McLaren driver. I'm just about to see him making his way on to lap 19. Gap has come down to 4 seconds as well. This is not over yet. There's still time for an overtake. Lawrence can sense that he's still pushing as he sets the fastest final sector. The Alpha is definitely pushing. Gassed out to 3.7. Gaps start to come down at a reasonable pace, but he's got to find around a second a lap. He's got yellow flags in the first sector. That is LP off at turn 1. I think he may have just gotten a power tour and cars throwing him off, but another driver that's had a little bit of a moment under these conditions. It's been a very treacherous race all round. We've lost half the grid tonight. Gas down to 3.6 seconds. That gap is definitely coming down. Brusha's going to want to be careful because he's going to be seeing a rampage in Alfa Romeo in his sights very, very shortly. Could say that the Alpha's taken over from the prancing horses as really getting a move on here, because the gap is definitely coming down. 2.9 seconds now. Stuck it around the 3-second mark. Is the head up Eau Rouge, and Lawrence is just that's unfortunate for the Alpha driver. It's fast mate his way up Eau Rouge now. Oh, that's so unfortunate for the Alpha driver as Forth overtakes Lawrence into P2. Oh, that was a case of what might have been for the Alpha driver, unfortunately. He was doing really well and really catching up to Borussia, and unfortunately the weather has caught him out. Unfortunately he's lost the position to Forth, but that's such a shame. He'll be kicking himself at that. Still on board with Lawrence as he now seeks to try and catch up to the Ferrari and reclaim the P2. That leaves this man with a massive sigh of relief though. He was definitely being caught by Lawrence, but now he's got a nice comfort gap to see it through to the end. Still on board with Lawrence now as he makes his way trying to catch up to F1 Forth. One of his championship rivals, in fact, as is Borussia even. He's still there or thereabouts in the championship. Lawrence will want to definitely clean this back to try and get some points, and he is doing just that. Just makes the way into the bus stop chicane. Lawrence gets quite late on the brakes, but makes the corner nicely, gets a good line through there, and is right on the back of the Ferrari. It's closing up now into the last source to go. The Alpha right on the gearbox of the Ferrari. Strofta sets a new fastest at 1:58.339. Force put out a couple of tenths on Lawrence. That'll give him a little bit of respite. As we are on to lap 21, and it's getting to that time again. As popularised by Gio Maldonado, who unfortunately can't be with us tonight. Squeaky bum time again, ladies and gentlemen. What is going to happen? Will Lawrence get the move done on Forth, or will he hang on as Borussia picks up 3-second penalty for multiple warnings? But will Forth hang on to P2, or will Lawrence reclaim the position? So this lap and the final lap to go, so he hasn't got long, but we will see come the checker flower what the final classification will be. Making our way through the second sector now. The gap has started to open up a little bit between Forth and Lawrence. Gap's at was 1.1 seconds, but it's back down to just under 9 tenths now. It's definitely hovering around that 1 second mark. Lawrence going late on the brakes, desperately trying to close up to the Ferrari driver. Oh, he picks up a 5-second penalty. That's a harsh penalty in my opinion. I would have said a 3-second there. That's really put pay to his chances, unfortunately. He's still going to try and get the move done anyway, and fair play to him for that. As we are on to the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Can Lawrence claim the P2 back, at least on track from F1 4? Can he save it? Can he save it? Can he save? Yeah, just about saved there. Well held from keeping a complete up barrier and getting really bad damage, but that's again a case what could have been. He's got yellow flags in sector 2. Who is that? Is that Borussia made a mistake there? But yeah, I think best thing for the Alpha Drive now, just bring it home, see out the P3 and hopefully regroup for the next race. Go see on board race leader as he makes his way around Sector 2 for the final time. There's not been really a lot to say about Brusha for this race. He's just got the job done, not had a lot of battles, and he'll be very happy with this result. The 25 points for him. Won't get a fastest lap because I believe that is Droftas, but he won't be bothered about that. He wants the magic 25 for the win. And that's what Chalbezi comes through the bus stop chicane for the final time. Takes it nice and gently. No ARS, little fuel, but he comes across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix. It is Borussia for the win. Hot on board the fourth now, so he's going to take P2. Remember with this man Lawrence, this could have been a case of what might have been for him, but it is P3 for Lawrence. Picks up, gets the time penalty added on due to not being able to sit it in the pits. Droftas P4 with another fastest lap of the 57.9. Teammate LPE P5. It's a good day for the Toro Rosso boys. 22 points between them, not a bad showing for them. Let's come around the bus stop now. Making his way up to the line now. It is P5 for LPE. And finally, Serious Mushroom, who had that spin at Eau Rouge earlier on, coming home in P6. Making his way through now for the final time. Comes across the line now to collect the final points and cross the line. Got Hungry Monk, I think that's what I'm saying, should have picked for sauce. Was it? Didn't seem I didn't think it would have been dry enough in time, but maybe the drivers know more than I do. I'm just a commentator at the end of the day. I will just quickly run through the final classification of the very treacherous Belgian Grand Prix. It's Borussia for the win in P1. F1 4th, P2, Lawrence P3, Droftas P4 and the fastest lap, LPE P5, Serious Mushroom P6 and our non-finishers tonight. Mumford Plays in P7, Brook Gorilla P8, P9 F1 Brilliant, P10 Yoso, P11 Fallen and P12 ESA Razor. Must also classify, the extra point does go to Droftas, therefore it will be 23 points tonight for the Toro Rosso boys. Good showing from them too. Got Lawrence in chat saying it was way dry at lap 19 else too considering track position. Yeah, maybe, but then maybe you would have lost out on the time to the drivers ahead, so it's probably a 50-50 that one. Still a P3, nothing to be sniffed at. Driver day 4 for Bier. I reckon Bier, because he made the move from P2 to P1. I reckon Bier's driver day for me. Anyway guys, that will wrap up the stream for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed that race, and I will see you tomorrow night at Monza, which is sure to be very, very interesting as well. But until then guys, good night. Thank you very much for joining.